Welcome to the spot. We've got our very first retro pay-per-view review. One Night Stand 2006 is what we watched. We got Dillon back on to help us with this one. Of course,
Hey
me and
guys.
Alex.
What up?
Alex, you want to go ahead and kick it off?
Will do. Yeah, we start off with a Paul Heyman promo comes out, says that ECW is back. Spoiler alert. A couple months later, they were not back. Um, yeah, but he comes out there, delivers a great Paul Heyman promo, gets everyone hyped up at the very beginning. They cut away. It's the original ECW kind of odd, weird intro, and we head into the first match, which was Taz versus King. Um,
Quote
which was
unquote match.
match, yeah, which was really the famous triple threat of Joe Styles versus Taz versus King.
5 stars.
Yep.
I
Five
gave
and a
it
half
five
stars.
stars. Yeah, 5.5. It would have been 6 if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Six in the dome, 5.5 at the arena or at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. Yeah. Um, King comes out, slaps the shit out of Joey Styles, goes down to the ring. Joey jumps on King's back. Looks like he's going to take a pile driver when Taz puts on the Taz mission and it's all over. So, yeah.
Star
Good.
ratings. Yeah, considering the length, I got 2 out of 5.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
It
it
was,
was entertaining, but it wasn't a match.
no, it was a good segment though.
Yeah.
Moving to the actual first match, which was Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle.
The battle
Um,
of the goat themes.
Yeah, yeah, they were both using their best themes, and my personal favorite version of Kurt Angle. Um, but yeah, good match. Started off very technical, a lot of mat-based wrestling, and then we finally moved it into a much more quicker paced match near the end that saw Angle get the win with the ankle lock.
And he did the what I love the most about his ankle lock is when he drops down into the ankle lock and actually holds on more like a leg bar top deal.
Yeah, locks into it.
Yeah. I give it uh, 3.5
Good.
out of 5. This is a good
Yeah, not a
match.
fair. Yeah, definitely not a terrible match. It was there. This show, outside of that opening match, kind of starts off slow and then picks up near the end.
Yeah.
Three was Super Crazy and Tajiri versus the FBI. We got to see Super Crazy and Tajiri do their normal crazy batshit insanity. And the match ended with a double tarantula applied on opposite sides of the ring to the FBI. But really, the most important part of this was at the end. Big Show came in and cleared everybody out and beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Show did Big Show things. That match was, eh. It was there.
Yeah, didn't mind it. Um,
It was,
it was decent. But then we move into what the first fun match of the evening was. This was actually
Well, there was
sorry,
the JBL cut a promo up in the what
Rafter.
would you call that? The rafters. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Basically, it's like, ECW's fucking shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm the voice of SmackDown. Taz, you turned your back on us. Brother.
brother.
I don't know.
Um,
This is JBL cutting a JBL promo.
yeah, exactly. I wish JBL would have actually wrestled here
Same.
like he did the year before whenever he punched Willie Meany in the face.
Dude, he shot on him, man. It was a shoot.
It was a shoot. Don't get worked into a shoot, brother. HH.
Much love.
Um, Up next was the first fun match of the night with Ray and Sabu. Got to see got a couple of really good spots. The first was Ray almost killing himself with a moonsault, and the second was the end of the match, which was a double springboard DDT through a table onto the outside. Sabu had put a chair up and ran from ring rope to ring rope, jumps up and nails Ray with a DDT through the table. incapacitating both men indefinitely and ending the match.
Yeah. It was such a weird ending for like an ECW event because like when do ECW events or when do ECW matches like end in a no contest over something like that? Like, how the arena didn't explode after they stopped that match over that, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I mean, they had a couple of bullshit chants, but outside of that, you didn't. They kind of kept quiet about it.
Yeah, it was really weird. I feel like if it had happened back in the day, probably wouldn't have gone over too well. But
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. It was really weird to me.
Um,
Weird finish. Weird. It was a good match though. Sabu looked really good.
and I can remember whenever I watched this match for the first time, whenever I was younger, believing that Sabu was a world contender after that,
Yeah.
um, because Sabu would have looked really cool with the big gold belt.
It's alright, dude. He'll just come back in the Rumble this year and win it.
Yeah, at
Easily.
yeah, 65 years old. Him and Walmart Stone Cold will
Fuck
come
off.
out
No.
with
Yes.
That's the end. Thanks for listening, guys.
Walmart Stone Cold is Sandman, who that's much better name for him.
I hate you guys.
Moving on, got into the probably the most violent match of the night, which was Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita versus Tommy Dreamer, uh, Terry Funk, and Beulah.
And we use
Awesome.
Beulah in that very loosely because she didn't really do anything.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of disappeared for the entire match and then popped up at the end to take the pin. We got a little bit of everything in this. We got multiple barbed wire board spots. Tommy Dreamer ended up underneath one.
Just
Then
about
we had,
everybody did, except Beulah and
yeah.
Lita. Just about everybody ended up under that fucking thing.
Yeah, I think Edge ended up over in the corner, crushed underneath it by Dreamer. The
Tommy.
women, Tommy Dreamer. The women both took a couple of bumps here. Lita took a really nasty Dreamer driver, and then Beulah took a spear as well. The kind of not finished for the match. There was multiple parts to the match. They kind of spaced it out really well. The first half of the match kind of ended whenever Terry Funk ended up covered with blood covering his eyes after going into that board. And then it looked like Beulah was about to get the crap beat out of her, and Terry came back out and rescued the damsel in distress.
And then died subsequently.
Yes, and then right after that gets taken through the barbed wire cover board through the outside of the ring, as well as Mick Foley, and they both are literally like dead. After the match, you had a great visual of Terry Funk laying in the table with his arm wrapped in barbed wire with this just nasty bruise forming. That guy was way too old to be taking those bumps, but
Yeah.
whatever.
He was like all tangled up and mangled and bloody and
Yeah,
it was violent.
it was definitely rough. This is Dillon's first time watching ECW, and I feel like that was probably the best representation of what ECW used to be.
Yeah. And I just gotta watch New Jack try to kill someone.
Literally, somebody. After that, we got a great match, if you want to call it that. It was really a stairs match between Masato Tanaka and Balls Mahoney. Seemed like one of those things where it was like, hey, what two random guys do we have in the back that we can throw out there? All right, let's go. Yeah, it was a match, mostly just them swinging chairs at each other. The ECW crowd loves balls, so it worked.
Same.
Same, man, same.
And then Masato fucking died.
Yeah, he eats a chair shot to the head that looked just disgusting.
It was gross.
It destroyed the chair and makes you realize why they don't allow chair shots to the head anymore.
Yeah, it looked pretty gross. It didn't look too good. The chair was all
Uh,
bent to shit too, which made it
oh, it
even
was
worse.
just destroyed after that. Of course, that was probably the biggest payday Masato Tanaka had gotten in years.
True.
After that, we get a great segment with Eugene and Walmart Stone Cold
All right.
Sandman.
No, 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 no.
We came
I'll
up with the
take.
name Walmart Stone Cold during this while we were watching the pay per view earlier, and that really is the best way to describe
It's the
Sandman.
worst way to describe the Sandman.
That
I
is
love
by
him.
far the best way to describe something.
I love I love Sandman, but yeah, Dylan nailed it on the head. He's literally Walmart Stone Cold. Yeah,
Y'all
we
are
have
about to get
Eugene
checked
come
into the
there.
SmackDown hotel.
Well, Eugene
Gladly.
Eugene got checked into the Singapore hotel. Uh, Eugene goes out there to deliver a rousing poem, and then you had Sandman come out, spend 10 minutes drinking beer with the audience, and then just beat the shit out of Eugene. And I can literally hear Vince McMahon in the back going, "All right, you're gonna go out there, and you're just gonna hit the retarded guy with the cane as many times as you can, okay?" I imagine Vince had a heyday while he was working this, just because he could do all of the stupid, fucked up things he'd always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But then we finished with the main event of the evening, which is Rob Van Dam cashing in his Money in the Bank contract against John Cena in a no disqualification Extreme Rules match. Um, this was probably the first time John Cena had ever been really booed. Was this crowd, and they hated him.
Oh yeah, it was
Uh,
bad. It was real
which
bad.
makes which
which
kills which kills me because John Cena is the go after Roman.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Dylan is a big Roman and John Cena fan, so
he's from India.
yeah, yeah. He he's basically every Indian fan on Facebook. Um,
But Baron Corbin sucks.
All right. Yeah. Let's just move along. Let's just move along.
and blocked. But so yeah, we get Rob Van Dam versus John Cena, red hot crowd. Um, we get all the classic chants. Fuck you, Cena. You can't wrestle. Same old shit.
Cena sucks
Uh,
cock.
Cena
My,
sucks cock. That's
my
one of my
personal
favorite
favorite.
things. Yeah, really, the crowd was just the gem of this pay per view. In all honesty, uh, but yeah, we get I mean, it was a decent match from top to bottom. It was no DQ, so we got some of the outside stuff, a couple of table spots. Um, but Rob Van Dam ends up pulling out the win with 5-star frog splash after Edge interferes and spears John Cena. He comes running in wearing a trench coat and a biker helmet, which was kind of an homage to whenever Rick Rude appeared in ECW, I believe in like 1997. He came running in wearing nothing but a trench coat and a biker helmet.
Yeah, it was that week
Um,
he was on WWF TV, WCW TV, and ECW TV all in the same week.
yep, yep. Rick
Workhorse.
Rude, you want to talk about the goat? Rick Rude's the goat.
Truth. He's up there.
Um, he's pretty. I love Rick Rude. I'm a big
Yeah.
Rick Rude fan.
Yeah, I love that man.
Uh, but yeah, we get RVD finally claiming the top prize in the industry in front of the hometown esque crowd of the ECW fans. Paul Heyman comes in to count the three count for the pin. Um, and this was the reason we picked this for our first pay per view was because this is literally my favorite wrestling moment of all time. I've watched this pay per view. I can't even tell you how many times just for that one moment right there. I love watching Rob Van Dam win the title. Um, him sitting there in the ring on his knees, just in total shock after the three count, is one of I think the realest and most awesome moments in WWE TV.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite pay per views altogether. So yeah, it was really nice to do this one. Something something about the finish that I brought up while we were watching it is when Edge spears Cena through the table. Cena doesn't even touch the table. It's all Edge
No,
just going straight through the
no.
table.
Yeah. Cena took none of that table bump, and Edge is like takes the residuals after he hits Cena.
Yeah, it is. The
Yeah,
replay
no.
makes me cringe every time.
This pay-per-view from a match standpoint is not the most well put together one, but it's like it's just it's so ECW, and it in the way that it's done, that it's great.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good way to kick off the WWE CW. But we all saw how that went down, and that actually plays into what our next pay per view review is going to be. Unfortunately, I'll let you
Yes,
break the news, Alex.
yes, our next pay-per-view review is going to be the worst pay-per-view of all time. We figured, if we since we saw what I believe to be one of the greatest ECW pay-per-views of all time, we're gonna watch the worst in December to Dismember, where we get the infamous ECW Hardcore Elimination Chamber match.
Jesus
That's going to
Christ.
be our next pay-per-view review, because we like to torture ourselves with things like that.
Ugh.
So be on the lookout for that one next. It is sure to be a train wreck.
That'll be next Sunday, yeah. Clash of Champions
Yeah,
is 2 weeks.
yeah. We're in. I think the plan is right now, but that we'll probably be doing one of these every Sunday. That there's not a major pay-per-view coming out.
Yeah. And we may start doing some other things outside of pay per view reviews. We're still working that out, so I don't want to really say anything right now. But
Yeah,
we do have some other ideas in the works right now, but I don't want to say anything until we decide 100% we're going to do it.
we'll probably pretty consistently every Sunday put out something a little bit different for y'all.
But yeah, that brings up the next part is the schedule change for this show is I've started a new job, so my schedule has changed and it lines up more with Alex's. So we'll have the weekly episodic recaps on Saturdays, and we'll have the pay per view reviews and the prediction and previews for when there is a pay per view on Sunday. So every Saturday and Sunday there will be a new episode out both
Yep,
days.
we'll be releasing 2 episodes a weekend. Uh, but yeah, we should be on a pretty consistent schedule now that we're both on the same work schedule.
Yep, and we may even do some double uploads on days we have some extra time. You
I
never
was
know.
actually thinking, so we might see what we can do. But yeah, had fun doing this. Enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, Dylan, you want to throw anything out there before we sign off? You've been pretty quiet.
Actually, I know I'm kind of non-existent on on this episode, but there's really not anything that you all haven't covered. So
Yep. Once we start covering the more like the WWE centric pay per views and all that, I'm sure Dylan will have more to say. But this is a pay per view he had never seen before, with a lot of characters he had never seen before. So
Yeah.
it's foreign ground for him.
Once
It is.
we, I'm sure we'll move a lot more into the a lot of the more recent stuff. We'll find something. I have a pay per view in mind that we've talked about earlier today that I think we should review soon. But
Yeah, I know
we'll
which
leave
one you're
that
talking
for a
about. Yeah.
little bit. But outside of that, good talking to y'all.
Yep. Thank you guys very much. Thanks for listening.
thank you.
Peace.